Good afternoon, Hawks Nation, and welcome to the Hawks Nest for a winner-take-all playoff game between your Humber Hawks and the George Brown Huskies. I'm Andrew Milani with my broadcasting partner, Matt Hamill.
Hello.
And Matt, what can we look forward to here this afternoon in this winner-take-all one-game playoff?
Well, you got to be excited here. We have a elimination game here on a Saturday, a little intro to the playoffs, and both teams looking for their pathway to Cambrian. That's where the provincial tournament will be this year. And for the Humber Hawks, they've been dynamite all season long. They're going to have to look out. This George Brown team, winners of their last three, so on a bit of a hot streak coming in today, Andrew. So we'll see how that plays out, if the Hawks can kind of put out the fire, so to speak, and pave their way to the provincial tournament.
Yeah, well put there, Matt. George Brown coming into this one red hot, winning their last three games, and all of them by 3-0 sweeps. So even though they do come into this one with an 8-10 record, as we can see in the standings right now, that could be a little deceptive as they're kind of finding their groove right now, finding that rhythm. As we see Humber there, 14-4. They've been rolling all season. A strong program led by head coach Chris Wilkins in his 24th year here at Humber.
Yeah, we see it time and time again. Teams heating up at the right time of the year. And George Brown looking like a team, although 8-10 on the season, kind of playing their best volleyball right now.
That is when we'll get a look at the head-to-head matchups right now. We see Humber doing well across the board. The only advantage that George Brown really has is in service aces. So we see they lead in that category in just under 0.4.
Yeah, I mean, not much jumps out to you there, Andrew. It's really pretty even Steven. Looks like we're going to have our national anthem here. We'll be right back with you for what should be an exciting game here.
We now ask that you please rise if you are able and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem.
And we're back and ready to go. You know, Andrew, Humber really led all season by the hitting of Julia Watson. Good to see Alex Krastonisic in the lineup doing her thing.
Yeah, that offensive line, everything kind of got funneled, or most of the shots got funneled to Julia Watson, and around her, this Humber front line has been rather efficient all season long.
Player introductions here by the president of the Student Athletic Association, Josh Vatcher.
And a 5'2" libero from Scarborough,
just about ready to get underway here to start this one.
Nice to see Adina Wickstrom getting the start. First-year player, number 15 for Humber. Right there in the front line, talking to Olivia Foley and Julia Watson. So we'll see how that front line really gets to work off the get-go here.
Yeah, no Alex Kristanisic to start this one at least. A little bit of a different look that Humber's throwing out there.
Yeah, she missed a few games this season. We're hoping that number 7 is fully healthy heading into the playoffs, because she could be a huge asset for Humber's provincial championship hopes.
Absolutely, definitely one of the most efficient players on that Humber front line. Doing well on 35% of her total attempts. Good for second place on the team.
Right away, George Brown coming out and taking the first point.
Set up here, blocked. Set up here again by Bartman. Foley's just gonna have to throw it over. George Brown with control of it. That's picked up by Heaney. Foley with it for Bartman. That's right into the net. Huskies up to quick 2-0 lead here.
Yeah, good rally back and forth, but that time Wickstrom just couldn't get that one over the net. And here's George Brown with the serve.
That's Jasmine Walia with the serve. She is the team leader in service aces. Big one there, it's blocked. Play at the net, that's gonna be a violation. Humber on the board for the first time in this one.
Yeah, it was a nice cross-court shot by the Huskies that time. Just a little, caught a little too much of that net. Huskies, of course, led by number 9, Tiana Samuel. Right on the near side of your screen there.
Put up by Bartman for Heaney, and that's gonna land in there. Humber tying this one at 2. Olivia Foley will get another shot at the service line.
George Brown's 8-10 record was good enough for 5th place in the East. Humber, of course, finishing 3rd in the West. Should be a close matchup here, Andrew. Normally, Humber's used to being right at the top of the heap. You have a bit of an easier crossover game, but this afternoon, not an easy matchup against a tough Huskies team who, like we said, they're really peaking at the right time.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the time you want to peak, right at this time going into the playoffs. Set up for Bartman. Picked up there by the Huskies. Put back, Foley gets that one. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. And that's gonna land in. Humber tying this one back at 3.
Big hit, Humber ties the game, and Rosella Falcomer checking in for Kyla Wilkins. So should be fun to see the Italian in the front row.
Yeah, she's been really good this season all year. As Wickstrom puts that one out of bounds. Kyla Wilkins coming back into this one.
In the place of Wickstrom.
And Beatrice Vilches serving for the Huskies. Bartman sets it up there. Picked up there by the Huskies. That's blocked on the way. Wilkins sets it up there for Watson. Kill attempt, that's partially blocked. Bartman sets it up for Watson again. Great job there to dig that one over. Nice soft touch at the net by Rosella Falcomer, it looked like. And Julia Watson will get the serve attempt for the Hawks. Picked up by the libero. Set up at the net, soft touch, that's blocked.
Yeah, heads up play by Falcomer to hit that right back. How about this, Andrew? The Huskies are fired up right now. They're up by 1. Doing a good job, and we expected them to be coming into this game with some confidence, winners of their last 3. And so far, off to a great start, just trading points with Humber.
Yeah, they've been pretty fired up here and just matching everything that Humber's thrown at them. Bartman sets it up. That's picked up, but George Brown scrambling for it. They'll just toss it over the net. Wilkins will have it. That's going to be a point for the Hawks.
Tell you what, Andrew, that was a bump for the ages, but just didn't quite go over that foul post. It's a point for the Hawks. Tied back up at 5, but Andrew, you do kind of get the impression that it's the Huskies that are in the driver's seat right now. We'll see if Humber with the Emma Heaney serve can kind of take control here. That might help the Hawks' cause.
Humber leading this one for the first time so far. And Heaney will get another chance here at the serve. It's picked up. We're going to set that up at the net. Big block. That's going to be another point here for the Hawks.
Kind of sense the tide turning. The Hawks stringing together a lead here. Good opportunity with Heaney at the service line to create some separation.
Yeah, you don't want this one to drag into a 5-set marathon.
Why, you have plans later today, Andrew?
No, not really, actually.
Nice dig attempt there by the Huskies, but Falconer's hit proves to be too much.
And Emma Heaney with another shot here at the line. She's done good with her serves here so far. That one makes it over. A little bit of a scramble play here for the Huskies. They'll just toss it over. Falconer with it. Bartman's going to set it up back for Falconer. That's going to be a nice point there. Hawks now up by 4. It looks like they're finally getting on a little bit of a roll here. Timeout here called by the Huskies.
That last hit by Rosella Falconer really goes to show what she's brought to the team. It's her first year with the Hawks, and just tremendous frontline hitting. That's kind of been her calling card all year.
Yeah, absolutely. Been a big part of that Humber front line. A pretty efficient player as well. Getting 76 kills on the year on 188 attempts with not many errors to add to that. So when the ball's going to her, she's made good with it. I think the George Brown Huskies are going to look for a little bit of energy trying to get back into this one, as they were looking good pretty early on, but Humber kind of rolling out for those last few points when Emma Heaney went to the line. They just started to dominate this one.
And we'll see if the timeout kind of puts the brakes on the Humber momentum, but right now Heaney with the ball in hand, going to try to keep things going, build on this 4-point cushion.
Set up here at the net, partially blocked there. Watson has it. Bartman's going to set it up there for Foley, and that's going to land in. Humber taking a 10 to 5 point lead here.
Just a great hit by Foley, and for the Huskies, they started the game with so much energy. Right now, looking a bit deflated. How are they going to stop this service run from Heaney?
They're looking for anything, and I guess that's it.
Self-inflicted.
That serve just sails just past the outside line there.
But in any event, pretty successful trip to the line for Heaney.
Nice dig there by Wilkins. Set up there for Falconer. And that's going to land inbounds. Humber reestablishing that 5-point lead here. And Falconer is going to get a chance to serve.
Falconer's a high energy player and looking like she's pretty fired up today.
And this is her final game here at the Humber Gym as we celebrate seniors night here not too long ago. And this is her first and only season in participation here with the Hawks team. Bartman sets it up here. That's for Foley, partially blocked. George Brown with control.
Just a great hit there. Ashley Lau, first-year player for the Huskies, finds that back line and maybe re-energize this Huskies team a little bit here.
Yeah, she just sent a rocket there into the corner. Well-placed shot. Bartman sets it up there. And that's Watson putting that one right into the net. And Huskies are back within 2 all of a sudden. Serve is good. Wilkins has a little bit of trouble controlling that one. That one's just going to be tossed back. George Brown, a free shot here. And Wilkins unable to control that one, kind of puts that one out of bounds. Huskies back within one and have found a lot of momentum here in these last few plays.
And it's been on the heels of outstanding play from number 2. Wow.
Bartman sets it up there. George Brown just tosses it back. Bartman for Foley. And that just lands just out of bounds. And we're back to tie game.
That was a good hit, but just outside. And now you really feel the momentum swinging back to the Huskies right now.
Yeah, they have been on fire. That one just catches the corner. Looked like it may have been out of bounds. And Huskies take back the lead.
Now it's Humber who's kind of on their heels, and we'll see what they have to do. And again, it seems the momentum changes are all on these self-inflicted wounds here.
Yeah, a lot
Service error.
Unforced errors really being the story of the game here so far. Alex Bartman, Humber's best server on the line, leads the team in service aces. Set up here, and that's going to land just in the corner. Huskies retake that 1-point lead once again.
Huskies having good line luck right now. They're finding a way to just tuck all these shots right in.
Oh, Alex Bartman got a little confused there. I guess she thought that ball was just going to make it over and just landed behind her. Humber taking a timeout here because they're feeling this set start to slip away a little bit. They're going to want to reestablish themselves here.
Score here is 12-12 with the timeout called by Coach Wilkins. That last serve, Andrew, is kind of a bit of a changeup, just a dead ball. I think the off-speed serve just caught the Hawks off guard.
Yeah, it looked like it was going to go right into the net or at least close to the net, and it just kind of sailed over Bartman's head, and she was just totally unprepared for that one.
So the Hawks now finding that big lead. They were up 9-5. Now they're down by 2, so hopefully this timeout serves as a bit of a wake-up call as they look to get back in the driver's seat, Andrew. This is an elimination game, so.
Yeah, not much room for error in this one. And especially for Humber on home court, you definitely want to take care of things here. Both these teams back ready to go. We're going to get play back underway here. Jasmine Wally on the service line. Serve is good, controlled by Wilkins to Bartman. Wickstrom puts it in there. George Brown scrambling. They're just going to have to toss it over. Free ball here.
Just a wicked bump there.
Oh, man. That scramble play won't work. Humber back within 1. Good play here to get that George Brown momentum stopped.
Tell you what, though, if you're a fan of the Huskies, you got to like the energy that they're playing with right now. Really scrambling to keep balls alive off the good hit from Humber's Wickstrom.
Yeah, I didn't even think they would get close to returning that one, but they kind of almost made it a play, but that one just goes out of bounds, and George Brown retakes the 2-point lead.
This George Brown team not very tall. You know, if you go down the roster, height definitely not their advantage, but right now playing with a lot of energy, finding a way to keep balls alive. And they're up by 3.
Yeah, when you're lacking height as a volleyball team, you kind of have to rely on just team chemistry and just making clean plays and your athleticism more than anything. It's tough, but you could get around it. Wilkins to Bartman, sets it up to Wickstrom, and that rocket gets deflected out of bounds. And Humber's back within 2. And Adina Wickstrom with a chance to serve here. Serve just barely makes it over. Catches the Huskies completely off guard. And a point on the board here for the Hawks.
And the last time Humber was able to take control of the game, it was from those serves by Heaney. Now let's see if Wickstrom can string together a couple points right away with the service ace.
Serves up and good.
Another great one there. It's got the Huskies scrambling right now.
That's going to be a point to the Hawks. 4 touches. And Wickstrom will get served once again.
Knotted up at 16. Wickstrom with a cannon, but that drops out of bounds.
Yeah, unfortunate luck for her on that serve. So that one gets deflected out of bounds on the net. Huskies with a chance to extend their lead here. Controlled by Wilkins to Bartman. Set up for Watson. That's a big block there. Wilkins will set it up again for Watson. Partially blocked. George Brown scrambling here, though. They're just going to have to toss it over. Free ball here. Bartman's going to set it up for Falcomer. That's deflected out of bounds. And Humber ties this one back up at 17.
And we've seen this a lot this game. The Huskies just scrambling, finding a way to get the balls over with these ferocious bumps from the back line. But then the hitting of Humber ends up coming in clutch.
Good play there by the libero. Barely catches that one, and then unable to get to that one was Danielle Miles. And the Huskies retake that 1-point lead as both these teams having trouble really running away with this set, and this one might go down to the wire.
Well, we've seen both teams get on runs, so who's going to go on a run at the right time?
It's all about getting hot at the right time. Set up here, big block. Humber tying this one back up. On the line, that's Emma Heaney getting ready to serve. That's going to be a point for Humber as that one goes beyond the pole on the outside. Heaney with another chance at serve here.
See if Heaney can catch lightning in a bottle again and get some points.
Not to be this time. There's a big kill at the net, leads to another George Brown point, tying this one up at 19. Barrios on the service line for the Huskies. That one's going to land out of bounds, and Humber's back up by 1 on that error. Rosella Falcomer with the chance to serve here.
Lots of great hitting on the court right now for Humber. We'll see if they can use that to their advantage and keep the Huskies scrambling. Just a great shot there.
Yeah, that one gets deflected, lands inbounds. George Brown tying this one back up at 20. And if any of these teams go on a run here, that could be it for the first set. That one just barely gets deflected at the net. Play here at the net. Big block there by the Hawks. And that's going to put them back up. That's Alex Bartman, team's best server, on the line here. Serve is up and good. Crowd by the Huskies, set up at the net. Taken there by Wilkins. That's going to be a net violation. And we're back tied up at 21.
Things getting a little intense in here, Andrew. Coming right down to the wire. Hawks in danger of dropping the first set at home in their crossover playoff game.
Big play there by Wickstrom to save that one. Excuse me, that was Miles. That one's going to land inbounds. And Hawks back up by 1 here.
That shot was just vintage Julia Watson. Powerful hit.
Danielle Miles here with serve. That one barely trickles over the net. Set up here by Walia. Wilkins has it set up by Bartman for Heaney, and that's going to float out of bounds. And man, oh man, this back and forth set continues as we're tied now at 22. This one could be a marathon set. Because the way this one's going now, I can't see any of these teams going up by 2 anytime soon.
Wilkins tying up the shoe. And the whistle goes, we're ready to go here.
That lands out of bounds. Humber back up by 1 here. Few substitutions here. Rosella Falcomer and Danae Campana checking back into this one. Campana, her first time here on the court, and she'll get serve. Up and over the net. Big dig there to keep that one alive. And that's going to land inbounds. Tied up at 23 now.
Oh boy. Campana checking right back out.
Vilches with serve. Wilkins gets that one. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. Bartman sets up for Heaney again. That's going to land in.
Great shot there. Heaney denied the first time. Makes good on the second shot. Humber just 1 point away, and they have the serve, Andrew, but pretty nicely timed. Stoppage in play by head coach Daphne Choi.
Yeah, well, they had 1 timeout left, and they're going to use it here on set point here for the Humber Hawks. You got to like what George Brown has shown here. A lot of heart and hustle in this one. Even though they're the underdog here on paper, they've been playing up to the level of play that Humber's established here early on. It's been a fun matchup to watch here so far.
Yeah, control totally just ping-ponging back and forth. And right now the Hawks have the decided advantage, but again, if the Huskies can find a way to bust up the serve here, they have a chance to take the first set, really anybody's set here. East versus West. Both teams looking to make their way to Cambrian College for the provincial championship.
Yeah, only 8 spots available. Both these teams battling here for one of those coveted spots. Julia Watson about ready here to serve. It's up, and a little bit of a error there. That one's just going to have to be tossed back. Free ball here. Set up there. And that's going to be it. Rosella Falcomer with the big point there. And Humber's going to take set number 1, 25-23, and was a real back and forth battle.
Yeah, that's got to be a heartbreaker for the Huskies, dropping that set right there. So close, and what an upset that would have been to come into Humber's barn. Humber used to being, you know, first place in their division, having a much easier crossover game, but George Brown really taking it to them. And Andrew, it's going to be really interesting to see what we get in the second set. Is it going to be back and forth, or do the Hawks kind of take control now that their confidence is building up from that first set victory? Should be really exciting to see here.
Yeah, you have to wonder with at least the matchup on paper. George Brown definitely looks like they're the underdogs here. And you got to wonder if they can keep playing this style of play, if it's going to tire them out later on in this one, as Humber does have a lot of depth. That's what they're kind of known for in all their programs. And it's going to be interesting to see also here if George Brown gets a little deflated there from losing that tough first set, as we see Kyla Wilkins here giving a little pep talk to her team along with coach.
That's Dean Wiley giving the sage words of advice to get this team fired up. They were able to kind of pull themselves up and take that first set, but boy, oh boy, that was pretty close to being George Brown's.
Yeah, both those teams having a nice 5-0 point run there. And then a lot of back and forth, as we saw before.
Just about to break the huddle. Set number 2 underway. Humber just had a win a week today against Mohawk. That was a 5-set victory.
On back-to-back days as they were here playing Niagara, as that one got delayed due to weather. It was supposed to be on the Wednesday, instead got played on the Friday.
And before that Niagara game, Humber lost to Fanshawe in 5 sets, and that's going to be really interesting to see how that plays out. Fanshawe undefeated all season long in the West. In the East, it was Durham who didn't drop a match all year. It's a really exciting playoff picture, and for the Humber Hawks Nation, really wondering what the ladies have to do if they are to face off against the Birds from Fanshawe.
Yeah, it should be an interesting matchup. Humber, of course, going for their 12th consecutive provincial championship. But Fanshawe has been undefeated and only dropped 6 sets all season. So they're a pretty impressive squad. And we're just about ready to get this second set underway. Will Humber get up here and take the 2-0 set lead? Or will George Brown tie this one at 1 set each? Jasmine Walia getting ready to serve here to get this one underway. Serve is good. Set up here by Bartman for Watson. Controlled here by the Huskies. Big block at the net. Humber scrambling. They're just going to have to toss it back over. Free ball here for the Huskies.
Huskies wanted a lift call.
Didn't get it, though.
Yeah, play on. Humber now with the hit.
Scramble play here by by George Brown. And Kyla Wilkins deflects that one out of bounds, and George Brown's on the board first in this second set. Jasmine Walia, another chance at serve here. Serve is good. And a little bit of a scramble play there as Adina Wickstrom and Kyla Wilkins both wanted that one. And Huskies take a quick 2-0 lead here, much like they did in that first set. Set up here for Heaney. Big block. And that's going to land inbounds. Huskies up 3-0 now.
Big run of serves for the Huskies. Really
Jasmine
capturing
Walia.
all the energy here in the beginning of the second set.
Nice little play there to kind of just put that one softly over the net. And Alex Bartman will get a chance at serve here. And that serve goes right into the net.
Just giving it right back to the Huskies. Lau has been dynamite today here for the Huskies. Great serve.
Yeah, nice hard serve. Bartman sets it up there. It's going to be controlled by the Huskies. And Lau fires it in there. Heaney unable to get a hand cleanly on that one. Just deflects it behind her. That's going to be a 5-1 lead now for the Huskies. And Lau gets another chance at serve here. That one's going to sail out of bounds, putting another point for Humber on the board. And Danielle Miles will get a chance at serve here.
One of these teams is going to the provincial tournament. One of these teams will be playing their last game of the season today. Another
Big
good play, yeah.
Big play at the net there, and the Huskies come up with the point there. George Brown really coming out of that break with a lot of energy here, really wanting to match this one up at a set apiece. Vilches at the line. Serve is up and good, controlled by Wilkins. Bartman will set it up there for Heaney. That's going to be taken by the Huskies. Big play can't be blocked, and Bartman unable to get a play for that one.
You know, Andrew, you mentioned that the Huskies are looking good here in set 2. They really have all the juice, and they did the same thing in set number 1. So some strong starts. Let's see if they can follow that up. They have a 5-point cushion right now. Can they maintain that? Are they going to let Humber fight back into this game and take the second set?
Yeah, we'll see. Their bench is really fired up right now. A lot of energy on that George Brown side. Big play at the net, but that will go to the Hawks.
Yeah, just a tough setup there, and that kind of takes a bit of wind out of the sails for the Huskies, and Wickstrom can really serve. Here she is at the line, first-year player.
That goes right into the net. Huskies back up by 5.
Much to the delight of that George Brown cheering section.
Serve is up and good. Set up there for Heaney. Big block. Scramble play there, and that point will go to the Hawks, as George Brown was completely unable to control that one. And Julia Watson will now go to the service line. Let's see what she could do here. Set up there at the net. Big block. George Brown's got to set it up here again. Kind of just sent over, deflected. Bartman will set it up here. Big block there. And another point here for the Huskies. They've looked real strong here in this second set. Jessica Barrios a chance to serve here. Set up here for Heaney. Just soft tip there. That's going to be a point for the Hawks.
That's a heads-up play, catching the Huskies off guard. Heaney with a good play up at the net, and now she has the serve. Let's see if she can go on one of those runs and erase this 4-point deficit.
Big opportunity here. Walia starts it up there.
Big block. Rosella Falcomer right in the mix on that one. Looks like Bartman in there too. So some big front line play for Humber, leading the way.
Another big chance here. Walia sets it up. Wilkins just able to throw that one back.
Off the head, looked like.
That lands out of bounds. Another point here for the Hawks. And all of a sudden they're back within 2. They're looking good here in this last little series. And Heaney once again on the service line. She's been good in that spot. That's going to be deflected. Scramble play here for the Huskies. Bartman sets it up for Falcomer. That's tipped. And that's going to be a point there for the Huskies.
There's Chris Wilkins having a word with the official. He didn't like the fact that Rosella got dinged with the net violation there. We saw Coach Wilkins' brother, Wayne Wilkins, pick up a red card recently in the men's game, so have to be on their best behavior.
Don't want them to call security on you.
The Wilkins brothers practically built this place. Both the all-time winningest coaches in Humber history, 1 and 2. They've won a couple of volleyball games here.
Falcomer with serve. Crowds here. Walia will set it up. Big play there. That lands out of bounds, though. And the Hawks are just within 1. And Falcomer with the chance to tie it up with serve here. Huskies will call a timeout, as they were off to a real good start here, but Humber is starting to claw their way back into this one with some real strong play.
No doubt, back and forth. And Andrew, that's just really been the style of this game. Things really up for grabs. And there's Coach talking to Kyla and Bartman. Those are two leaders out there for Humber, especially Kyla Wilkins. She is miss everything, really gets it done in so many aspects for Humber.
And Bartman, too, a real important piece as the offense really runs through her. She's the one setting everything up and could be the libero for the team next year with Kyla Wilkins gone, although I imagine there's going to be a discussion as it's going to sort of take away her offensive role on that team.
Really the big story heading into this season for the Humber Hawks was just how many of their top players had departed the team. So really a lot of new looks for Humber this year, a lot of first-year players stepping up. Really excited to see Adina Wickstrom going forward. First-year player like number 15. Right now the Hawks have found their groove. Obviously had a pretty successful season in light of all the changes and all the adaptations they had to make. Here they are in an elimination playoff game, up 1-0. And this is it's a dogfight, Andrew.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot back and forth in this one. Humber just barely took that first set, and this one looks like it's going to be another dogfight. Ball kept alive here. Bartman's going to set it up there.
Miles, good hit.
A little bit of a scramble play here. Lau throws it over. Powerful shot. Bartman just tosses it over. And that's going to earn Humber a point here. And they're back within one. Nice little play to trick up that George Brown front line as they're completely thrown off by the timing of that one.
Yeah, it just kind of shows you the versatility. I mean, Humber has such powerful hitting, but then they are doing these kind of trick shots, catching the Huskies off guard.
You don't want to be too predictable. Ball kept alive here by Wilkins. Bartman's going to set it up there. A little bit of a scramble play here for the Huskies. Set up here. Big hit there. That was Julia Watson. That one gets deflected out of bounds. And we're all tied up at 11 now.
Wow, that might have been the hardest hit we've seen all day. Julia Watson just putting everything into that one.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of that from her all season. Julia Watson bringing the heat. A little bit of an uncharacteristic service ace, or service error there, I should say, by Alex Bartman, as she's usually pretty reliable on that service line. But there just hands a point over to George Brown. And Ashley Lau now a chance to serve for the Huskies. Big hit there by Watson. Lau comes up with that one. Walia will set it up. Big block there at the Humber front line.
Dina Wickstrom.
That's deflected out of bounds. That's going to be point there for the Hawks. Tied up at 12 now.
Yeah, not sure if that one made it over the net.
Danielle Miles with the chance to serve here.
Hawks looking to take the lead. They were down by as much as 5 here. Set number 2.
They've turned this one to a real set. Walia sets it up. Diving play there by Miles to try and get to that one, but she'll just knock that one out of bounds.
A little bit of a discussion. Officials weren't too happy with the substitutions of the Huskies, but we think everything's cleared up here.
Crowd there. Bartman's going to set it up. Big hit by Watson. George Brown has it. That one's deflected just over the net, landing inbounds. Huskies retaking a 2-point lead here.
Yeah, that was a beautiful shot from Tiana Samuel. Just kind of rolled along the net. Great horizontal movement. Really didn't leave anything for the Hawks.
Yeah, not much they could have done with that one. Heaney fires it in there. Lau just deflects that one out of bounds, and not much he could have done there. And Adina Wickstrom now with the chance to serve. Hawks down by 1 in this second set, up 1-0 already. Walia will set that one up. That just lands in bounds. Huskies retake that 2-point lead. Tiana Samuel getting ready to serve. Bartman sets it up for Falcomer. Soft touch at the net. Wally will set it up there. Big hit. That's deflected out of bounds. Huskies now up 16-13 in the second set. We're going to get a timeout called here by the Hawks.
Yeah, Julia Watson tried her best to get a handle on that one. Just went by her. Huskies now 3-point lead. And we've just seen a lot of back and forth play, Andrew. And normally when teams establish a 5-point lead, in all the OCAA volleyball we've seen this season, teams tend to hang on to those leads and if not build on them. But right now, both teams just really streaky, hot and cold.
Yeah, both these teams really refusing to give an inch as we've just seen lots of back and forth here. And this one, really, no one's been able to completely take control of this one. So we've seen a lot of teams just exchange points. And Humber better get something going here or else they could be going into that third set tied 1 set apiece. Players take the court, but ready to get back on this one.
Yeah, but midway through the second set here.
Tiana Samuel back on the line.
A do or die game here. Elimination playoff crossover, East versus West.
Tough play there. Heaney tried to dive to keep that one alive. Huskies now up by 4. Going on a real run here. Humber's going to want to get this stopped quick if they want to take this second set. That one just barely makes it over the net. It's deflected out of bounds by that was Danielle Miles. And Huskies up by 5 now. Most they've been up in this set. That one goes right into the net. Service error, just what the Humber Hawks needed, and that could get this run stopped. And I'll send Julia Watson to the service line. A little bit of a misplay there. Lau will play it. That's sent right into the net by Tiana Samuel. And Humber's back within 3 here.
Couple of tough plays there.
That was deflected out of bounds by Danielle Miles. Huskies back up by 4. Angelique Augustine with serve here. Kept alive. Scramble play, that won't be good enough. And Huskies take that 5-point lead back. And Humber's got to be real careful here. Need some points fast.
Gonna have to start by slowing down this serve and getting on a run of their own. It's a pretty big deficit here, Andrew, late in the set.
Oh, Danae Campana fresh on the court, deflects that one out of bounds. We're gonna get a timeout called here by the Hawks. Humber's gonna need to find some good play and some energy here quick if they want to take this second set back. Because the way this is going now, they're gonna be tied 1-1 going into the third set. And that could turn that third set into a big one.
Well, you know, we talk about the matchup on paper, and obviously you'd want to give Humber the nod, right? A lot of size, a lot of great hitting, but Huskies are a great team, and they are playing with a lot of energy right now. We mentioned the winning streak coming into this game, and you really get that energy from them right now, Andrew. They're focused, they're ready to go. And can you imagine the confidence of coming into Humber's barn and slaying the reigning OCAA provincial champion? That'd be some pretty good momentum going forward.
Yeah, it's definitely some bulletin board material, being able to upset the champs. Wilkins keeps that alive. Bartman will set that up for Falcomer. Blocked at the net. George Brown with it. It's kept alive. Bartman sets it up. That's going to be for Heaney, but that'll land out of bounds. And Huskies just 3 points away from taking this second set and tying things up at a set apiece.
Yeah, this one's kind of gotten away from the Hawks here, Andrew. Take some kind of miracle for Humber to come back here down 7. Huskies need 3 to put this away, in which case it'd be knotted up at 1.
That one just barely makes it over the net. And no Humber players were in the immediate vicinity of that one. 23-15 now the score for George Brown here in the second set.
Yeah, it's kind of like the volleyball gods have blessed the Huskies right now at the end of this second set. Everything going their way. And it's just been some outstanding play.
A little bit of a scramble play here for the Huskies. That's put right into the net by Tiana Samuel, even though her libero, Melissa Lingat, was calling for that one. Emma Heaney here with the chance on the line, and Humber's got to go on some sort of crazy run here just to keep this one alive. That lands just out of bounds, and it's set point now here for the George Brown Huskies. A chance here to tie this at 1-1. Set up by Bartman for Falcomer, blocked at the net. That'll go out of bounds. Humber back within 7, but that could be too little too late. Falcomer on the service line. Picked up here. Wally is going to just toss that over. Humber's onto that one though. Sent back. Wally is just going to play do that same play again. Wally sets it up. Humber with it. Bartman's going to set that up there for Watson. And that goes deflected out of bounds. Point there for the Hawks. The Hawks need to continue this run just to keep this set going. Falcomer with the serve. It's up and good. Deflected back. They're just going to have to toss it over. Free ball here for the Hawks. They just barely get to that one. Bartman sets it up. Campana. That goes out of bounds though. And the George Brown Huskies take the second set by a score of 25-18, really dominating in the later stages of that set.
Wow.
And tying things up here at 1 set apiece.
No kidding, Andrew. I mean, you saw it right there on the camera with the jubilation of the Huskies after that set win. They are fired up, and they didn't just win that set, they won big. And you got to wonder how that's going to feed into their energy. They already came into this game on a win streak, looking good today in the gym. Lots of energy, lots of good team spirit. So you got to think, after taking such a big set, they got to be rolling into the third. Really just going to make an interesting go-ahead set here.
Yeah, we see that side of the bench where they're at. A lot of hollering, a lot of energy.
Hooping and hollering.
Yeah, definitely what you want to see if you're a George Brown fan here. You gotta love that energy, and it could be one of those teams that's really just fired up by that underdog label, as they could argue that all the pressure here is on the Hawks here, especially in their barn. But things are still just tied here at 1 set apiece. Anyone's game here. And you got to think, whoever takes this third set, that'll be a big advantage for them. Could really be a big momentum changer here going forward.
Yeah, You said it. Lots of pressure on the Hawks right now. Both teams want to make their way to Cambrian. The Cambrian Golden Shield hosting the women's provincial tournament, and Humber is hosting the men's provincial tournament. That'll be right here on the Hawk Sports Network starting on Thursday. So Andrew, during reading week,
yeah, we'll be
some
here.
Good, the best volleyball teams in the country right here in the Hawks Nest.
Definitely looking forward to that one.
The #1 nationally ranked Fanshawe Falcons. Their men's team is looking really good, and they had 2 big wins against Humber. Humber men's team not that much different than the Humber women's team in the sense that they're trying to figure out what do we have to do to crack the code to beat the Fanshawe Falcons, who are both men and women's teams are undefeated on the season.
Yeah, rare chance at the double championship, men's and women's for Fanshawe. But of course, Humber men's and women's team both impressive in their own rights. Should be an impressive provincial tournament either for both of them either way.
Yeah, the championship day will be on the Saturday, the 23rd. Andrew, is that your birthday as well?
No, just celebrating my birthday that day. My birthday was in January.
I got you. Good things come to those who wait, and that Andrew Milani birthday party should be
a doozy.
A doozy indeed. A barn burner.
Teams ready here as they take the court for this 3rd set. And first serve here will go to the Hawks. That's Alex Bartman there. Your best server leads the team in service aces. Let's see if she can come up with some magic here. It's tossed over. Kyla Wilkins onto that one. Bartman sets it up. Big hit. That's returned back though. Bartman's going to set it up again. Watson, big hit. That's going to land in. For the first time in this one, Humber takes the first point of the set.
You got to wonder if losing that last set may be a bit of a wake-up call, because the Hawks hopefully going to find a way to start the 3rd set strong. Things looking good so far. There's Miles with the serve.
That's deflected out of bounds.
Pardon me, Bartman there with the service ace. Alex Bartman looking to extend the lead here.
Yeah, and that just completely shut down the Let's Go Huskies chant we had going on here. We still get a little bit, but
still have a little rumbling.
Free ball here for the Hawks. A little bit of a scramble play though. That's tossed back by Foley. Walia puts that out of bounds. Hawks up 3-0 here. That's the start they wanted to this set. After a disappointing set number 2 where George Brown really dominated in the later stages. Bartman, 4th serve here. That goes right into the net. An easy point there for the Huskies.
Huskies with the serve. They're coming from behind.
Bartman here sets it up. Soft touch at the net. That's just going to be tossed back. Bartman's going to set up here again for Watson. Big hit. Partially blocked, but lands inbounds. Hawks up 4-1 here. And looking good coming out of that little break after the 2nd set. Olivia Foley getting ready to serve.
Hawks doing a good job of taking all the energy away from the Huskies right now. They seem to be a team that really thrives on momentum, and the Hawks are just making no mistakes here at the front of the net.
Big play there, but that's blocked and lands inbounds. Julia Watson, another big play there.
And that's really going to lead the way for Humber. Just undeniable hits from the front line. Just like that from Julia Watson. That's going to punch Humber's ticket to Cambrian. If they can keep that up. They're up by 4.
Walia sets it up there for Lau. Soft touch at the net. Pancake there by Watson to keep that alive. Wilkins will just toss it back. Walia, that lands out of bounds, but only just. That looked like a close one, but Humber will take it. Up 5 points here, and George Brown's gonna call a quick timeout as their coach, Daphne Choi, doesn't like what she sees from her squad there. And Matt, just the start that Humber was looking for coming into this third set.
Yeah, you really had to wonder how they were going to respond after losing big in the second. And was Niagara going to come, pardon me, was George Brown Huskies, were they going to come out with all kinds of confidence and momentum? But Humber's done a great job of slowing things down. They're playing their game. Some great play from Julia Watson here in the early going. She's been great at the net. We just saw that pancake.
Yeah, definitely one of the players leading the way here for the Hawks. 5 digs and 6 kills here already for Julia Watson, as she's been all over the place here in this one. And helping Humber to establish a 6-1 lead here in this third set.
Up by 5, timeout's broken. Olivia Foley with the serve. We'll see how the Huskies respond.
Serve is up and good. Walia sets that up. Big play, deflected backwards by Bartman. Let's see if Humber can throw that back on the scramble play. Good job.
Wow.
Big block at the net. Bartman's gonna set this up. Heaney's. Walia will keep that one. George Brown just got to toss it back. Nice play to send that one back over. Walia's going to set that up again. That's going to land out of bounds. That unforced error will lead to another Humber point. Up by 7, or up by 6, I should say. 7-1 in this one. And Olivia Foley.
Some great plays, yeah, by Foley and by Bartman to keep the play alive.
Yeah, that one looked like it was over a couple times.
All kinds of energy here in the Hawks' nest, and Foley with another serve in play.
Lau will throw that back over. Foley keeps it in. Bartman sets it up for Watson. Big play there, kept alive.
Yeah, great shot.
Big block at the net. George Brown scrambling here a little bit. Oh, and that one lands just in front of Olivia Foley. And George Brown now with their second point of this set. Still trailing by 5, though. Ashley Lau. Chance here. She's got that big serve as we've seen before. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman sets it up for Watson. It's kept alive here. Wilkins will set it up here for Heaney. Big block at the net. Bartman will set it up here for Watson. That soft touch kept alive. Walia sets it up. Deflected out of bounds by Bartman. The Huskies are back within 4.
Kind of sense the Huskies picking up a little bit of juice right now, fighting back. And really, Andrew, what would you expect? This whole game has just been back and forth, both teams riding the waves of emotion. And Humber going to have to try to reestablish their dominance right here.
Watson throws that in there. It's kept alive. Tossed back to the Hawks. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. That's right into the George Brown front line. George Brown back within 3 here, and they're on a little bit of a roll right now. As Ashley Lau continues to serve. Stop it right into the net. Humber can breathe a sigh of relief as they get that freebie.
Yeah, that time a miscue from Lau, but she's been great all game. 5'4", first-year player from Toronto.
Hey, don't let that height fool you. She's got 5 kills on the day already. She's been one of the most important pieces of this George Brown team. That one lands out of bounds. And George Brown still hanging around here in the early stages of this third set. Could be the all-important third set. Falcomer will set it up here for Watson. Big hit. Big hit, that's blocked. That's gonna be a double touch. Point there, or a lift, excuse me. That's gonna be a point there for the Huskies. And George Brown clawing their way back into this third set, bringing a lot of that energy we saw, especially there in that second set when they really got hot. Vilches with serve. Bartman's gonna set this one up. Heaney's gonna toss that back. Walia, and that's gonna be set up there. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman for Watson. Just kept alive there, but right into the net. That's gonna be a point there for the Hawks. Retaking a 3-point lead here.
Now it's Watson that'll have this serve. Hawks started red hot in the third. Things kind of cooling off now. This Huskies team will not go down easy.
Big cross-court shot lands inbounds. That was by Tiana Samuel. And she's been a big factor here today. 6 digs and 6 kills on the game so far. And she'll get a chance at serve.
Just great backcourt hitting from the Huskies.
That just misses the court. And she'll give up serve here to the Hawks. And the Hawks now up 10-7 in the third set. Emma Heaney with a chance to serve. That serve goes right into the net. Augustine with a chance to serve here for George Brown. Just clears the net. Bartman's gonna set up or just tosses it over. Nice little trick play. Bartman sets it up for Foley. A little bit of a scramble play here. Lau will toss that over. Powerful shot.
Just gets so much torque.
That's a good way to put it there, Matt. Nice play there at the net. That'll be a point for the Huskies, and they're just within 1 here. And watch out if George Brown's able to get some momentum going here.
Whoopsies.
Augustine back with serve. Foley has it. Bartman will set it up for Falcomer. Big hit. That's deflected out of bounds, and point there for the Hawks. And Falcomer will get a chance at serve after a big kill there.
How dependable has Falcomer been all day? Just coming in, big shots at the front line. Let's see if she can add to the point total from the serve.
Yeah, 6 kills today, and they've all been big ones as she's just unable to keep that one alive. And George Brown still hanging around this one. Looked like this might have been Humber's set early on, but George Brown really putting that in doubt here. That one's gonna miss. A lot of service errors here in this one. Alex Bartman back on the service line. Let's see if she can get some of her service magic going. Big play at the net. That block's going to lead to another Humber point. Retaking that 3-point lead. Putting Bartman back on the line.
Olivia Foley taking care of business up front at the net. Here's her teammate Alex Bartman with the serve.
That one misses. Free point there for the Huskies, and they're back within 2.
Anybody set here, Andrew? Just about halfway through the third. All tied up at 1 set apiece. Who's going to get the go-ahead?
Could be anybody. Walia with the serve, that's good. Bartman sets it up there. Big play there by Wickstrom. And Humber retaking that 3-point lead, sending Olivia Foley to the line. Walia sets it up. Big block there by the Humber front line. And that's just going to land on the George Brown side. Humber back up by 4, and they're looking like they could get on a little bit of a roll here. And George Brown calling their second and final timeout here of the set as they feel that this one's slipping away from them. Humber showing a lot of good energy in this one, especially early on and lately as well, but George Brown showing a lot of fight there, especially in the middle stages of that set. Just hanging around there, bringing a lot of energy. A lot of good individual efforts we've seen on both sides here, but
no doubt. Both teams just playing with energy, and I mean, how could you not? It's an elimination game, so you would imagine that both teams are going to lay it all on the line. And for George Brown, 8-10 on the season, but just playing really good volleyball at this stage, and it's showing, giving Humber a really tough time.
George Brown really showing.
Sorry, Andrew.
I was going to say, George Brown really showing that it's not about how you start, it's all about how you finish. And George Brown really rolling at the end of the regular season, coming into this one with big chance here to earn a spot in the final 8 for the provincial volleyball championships.
Yeah, the kind of record where you just squeak into the playoff format, but now playing great volleyball, looking like they're in the driver's seat here.
Bit of a scramble play here for the Huskies. They're just going to have to toss that over. Foley to Bartman, sets that up for Heaney. Big kill there. Hawks back up by 6, or by 5, excuse me, up 16-11.
A great shot by Heaney. We've seen her all over the court. Of course, in the first set, she just had a marvelous run of serves. Put the Hawks up big, enabled them to capture that first set.
George Brown puts that right into the net, but keeps it alive. And they'll put that right at Olivia Foley's chest, and she's unable to do anything with that one, just deflecting that one out of bounds. Humber still holding a 16-12 lead here, though, as Ashley Lau gets ready to serve, and she's been money on that service line. Wilkins keeps it alive. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. Nat barely finds the court. Lau, that just sailed right by Lau, and she's disappointed that she thought that was going out of bounds.
Heaney just coming alive here late in the third set.
And that's her 8th kill, leading all players in this one so far.
Haley Henderson getting set up on the left side there.
Serve is good. Set up by Walia. Just thrown over there. Bartman's going to set this up for Falcomer. That's going to be a violation there. And Humber up by 6 for the first time in this set. Serve is good. Just out of bounds. That looked like a close one, but the line judge there said it was out. Vilches getting ready with serve here, trying to cut into that Humber lead. They're up by 5 here. Wilkins deflects that out of bounds into the back wall. That's going to count as a service ace there for Vilches. And she'll get another shot at it here. Serve is good. Set up by Falcomer. That shot by Watson goes right into the net. And don't look now, but George Brown looking like they're clawing their way back into this third set. And whoever wins this set will absolutely have a massive advantage going into that 4th set. Wilkins sets it up. Bartman for Heaney. Just kept alive. Scramble play there by the Huskies. They'll just toss it over. Foley sets up for Bartman for Falcomer. Big kill there. And Hawks back up by 4. Sending Julia Watson to the service line.
Just been that kind of day for Rosella Falcomer. Getting it done up front. Some high energy plays. Really igniting the Hawks as they look to march on and take the third set.
Yeah, just when it looks like Humber needs a kill, a big one, Falconer's there on the scene. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. Soft touch at the net. Kept alive. Thrown back, partially blocked. Wilkins has it. Bartman, soft touch, throw it over. Lau's going to throw that one back, but out of bounds.
She put so much power on those shots that time, just a little too much, got away from her. And the Hawks are that much closer to wrapping up this third set with a 5-point lead.
Yeah, George Brown looked like they were coming back in, but now all of a sudden in danger of losing this one. But Watson puts that one right into the net, giving possibly a little shot at life to the George Brown side.
We'll see if they can capitalize. They got their leader, Tiana Samuel, with the serve.
That serve is good. Bartman sets it up there for Falconer. Big hit. That's deflected out of bounds. Humber just needing 4 more points to go up 2-1 in this one.
Falconer, just a juggernaut. Powerful hits, and the Huskies having a really hard time keeping those under wraps.
Yeah, they don't really have a good answer for Falconer here right now.
And with not a lot of height on the team, I mean, we've seen some pretty good blocks from the Knights, but pardon me, the Huskies. But just pretty tough, tall order. No pun intended. Trying to keep this Humber front line from going off.
Campana, another shot here at the serve. Tall task here for the Huskies to crawl back into this set. That one just out of bounds. We've seen a lot of those shots here this afternoon where they just barely missed that back line there. Angelique Augustine getting ready to serve here. Huskies down by 5 in this third set. That's thrown back. Bartman sets it up here. That's for Foley, but that lands out of bounds. George Brown still with some life here, but they're going to need to go on a crazy run here to take this third set.
Yeah, well, Humber has to be careful not to let them back in it.
Bartman sets it up there for Foley. Big kill! That's what the Hawks were looking for.
Just a picture-perfect play set up for Olivia Foley, and she made no mistake. Put the Hawks that much closer.
Rosella Falconer, the chance at serve here. And just 2 points away from going up 2-1. Let's see what she could do here. Set up here for Lau, big hit. Oh, that one just lands in the middle of a bunch of Hawks. All of them crossed up. And Huskies still within 4 here. And Hawks got to be careful. Serve is up. That's going to miss. This is going to be set point now for the Hawks. And who do you know? It's Alex Bartman with it. Getting ready to serve, and this could be it for the third set. Humber looking to go up 2-1. Serve is up. George Brown scrambling. Bartman sets it up there for Heaney, but that's going to land out of bounds. Oh, that's going to be deflected. That's going to be a point there for the Hawks. Set point. Humber taking set number 3 by a score 25-19. And taking a 2-1 lead, looking to close this one out in the fourth set. And Matt, what did you think of that third set? A lot of excitement.
Well, the big question was, how was Humber going to respond after losing set number 2 by such a big margin? And they came out, the front line was on fire, and really just proved too much for the Huskies to handle. But again, you cannot count this George Brown team out. They had a good showing in the second. We'll see how they respond to this loss coming out in the fourth. You know, Andrew, I would not be surprised if they go ahead and force the deciding 5th set, 1st to 15.
Yeah, absolutely would not be a shocker there. We've seen a lot of great performances from them all around, especially by Ashley Lau's looked really good here.
Andrew, hypothetically speaking, if the game were to end right now, who would you give the nod to as player of the game for Humber?
Player of the game for Humber, that'd be a tough one, but
I mean, Falcomer's really just been dependable all game long. Some big hits, lots of points coming off Rosella.
yeah, it'd have to be between her or Emma Heaney's been really good this afternoon here too. Julia Watson as well has come up clutch when she's needed to.
Well, we'll have to wait and see. Of course, Hawks Nation presents the player of the game. That will be at the conclusion of this one. And you can follow the official varsity fan club, Humber Hawks Nation, at Humber Hawks Nation.
Do you follow Humber Hawks Nation?
I most certainly do, Andrew. They are at every home game giving out free swag and free popcorn. The least I could do is give them a follow and get all kinds of game day updates and pictures.
Everything
with the player of the game, everything you need, really.
Of course, these Humber home games always a good atmosphere.
No doubt about that, and really excited to see what Hawks Nation is going to do heading into the men's provincial tournament this week.
Should definitely be a lot of fun. Some great competitive volleyballs. The top 8 teams from across the province will all come here, and should be a great tournament. Because we're, of course, calling many of those games.
And, of course, kind of in the mix there's a few Humber playoff basketball games. Some crossover matchups for our men and women's teams. Humber men's basketball team undefeated virtually all season until the last 3. They drop a game to Redeemer, come home, men's team wins against Mohawk, and then they go to Sheridan last night and drop a game. So, you know, we talk about teams heating up at the right time. See if the Humber men's team can regroup as they head into the basketball playoffs. Right now, the attention is on women's volleyball, what should be an interesting 4th set here.
Yeah, we'll see what George Brown could do here as they're really being pushed to the wall right now. Not much room for error here for these Huskies. And Humber, of course, a chance to close things out and take one of those 8 playoff spots at the provincials. And this crowd here is fired up.
You can see our camera shaking.
Jasmine Walia with serve here to start off this 4th set.
Here's some Huskies howling in the Hawks Nest right now, Andrew.
Let's get going here. Walia with serve. Bartman sets it up for Falcomer. Soft touch, that's going to be corralled by the Huskies. Big play there, but right into the net. Hawks taking a 1 point lead here in this 4th set. Rosella Falcomer with serve. It's up and good. Walia is going to set this up. Play there at the net, but that's going to be a point there for the Hawks.
Hawks up by 2, looking to build on that lead. Falcomer has been dynamite here this afternoon.
That's deflected out of bounds by Jessica Barrios, and that's going to count as a service ace there for Falcomer.
Hawks with all kinds of energy, and then
timeout already here.
Yeah. We'll see if the Huskies can follow up here. They're looking A little bit deflated here, Andrew. I wonder if they can regroup as we head into the later stages of this game. It's time to really do or die.
Yeah, as we mentioned before, they're playing that real high energy type of volleyball, but with not as deep a bench as Humber does, that could be a dangerous game for them to play. That might be starting to wear on them. That fatigue starting to set in, as we'll see how things progress here in this fourth set. Not as much hooting and hollering as we saw from that George Brown side earlier on, as looks like Humber now is all smiles and they're ready to go. George Brown just looking a little deflated. Falcomer again with serve. Lau keeps it alive. Walia. Big hit there by Vilches. The Huskies are on the board here in this fourth set, just trying to stay alive. And Vilches will get serve here. That one right into the net. Service error. Hawks now up 4-1. Alex Bartman, Humber's best server, on the line. Serve is good. Wally is going to set that up. Big play there. That's blocked.
Great block there.
Another block. That's going to be a point there for the Hawks. They've really come out firing in this fourth set to get things started. Bartman once again with serve.
Humber's front line has really been the key to victory so far. See if they can keep up this great play.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great performances by Heaney, Watson, Foley, all of them leading the way here.
Really interesting to see Wickstrom getting the start here today, a first-year player getting all kinds of minutes here in this elimination game. She's been outstanding.
Yeah, she's looked good here in this one. Bartman's serve. That's going to be a violation here.
The old rotation violation. So right now the Huskies having a hard time getting their substitutions in order.
Yeah, we saw the umpire talking, the side judge there talking to them
all too
earlier
often.
on.
And that's kind of been a theme throughout this game.
Hawks talking things over in the meantime. And George Brown's starting to look a little frustrated. But they better get ready here. Bartman's serve is good. Walia sets that up for Lau. Big hit, but Wilkins is onto that one.
No doubt about it, Wilkins.
That lands in bounds. Good hit there by Foley. Hawks shooting out to an 8-1 lead here to start this fourth set.
The Hawks fighting through adversity. And here they are now in the driver's seat, up by 7 in what could be the final set.
Walia sets that up. Big play there. Watson's going to have to go to the bench to play that one. Bartman just tosses that over. Walia sets it up. That lands out of bounds. Hawks up 9-1 here to start this fourth set.
And Andrew, what you've noticed now from Humber is that they're doing a lot better job of corralling the hitting from the Huskies. We've been very impressed with the hitting from George Brown, but now Humber just finding a way to get under it time and time again.
Yeah, perhaps that lack of height from George Brown really being easy to play from the Humber perspective.
Well, Humber now struggling earlier in the game with the hitting of the Huskies. Now looks like kind of figured things out And as you can see by that large margin, 7-point lead.
That's a sign of good coaching, just being able to make those adjustments, and coming up and being able to grab those victories that are pretty up in the air early on. So Lau doing a good job here on the service line. She'll get another shot here.
Yeah, it's really a tip of the cap to the Humber coaching staff. Seems to have drawn up the X's and O's to negate that earlier advantage for the Huskies.
Big play there by Watson was blocked. Humber unable to toss that one back. And George Brown now with a few points on the board here in a row. Lau's looked really good on that service line. And all game too. But right into the net goes that serve. And Hawks now in double digits here in the fourth set. Olivia Foley back on the service line. Serve is good. A little bit of trouble there by George Brown to control that one. Walia is just going to throw it back. Bartman serves that one up for Wickstrom. And a big kill there. Wickstrom, her fourth kill of the day. And Huskies calling their second timeout here. Second and final timeout as they're just looking for something, anything to get back into this one, as this fourth set could be slipping away from them.
Yeah, that definitely has to be the concern for the Huskies right now and their coaching staff. And really, it just seems to be they've kind of come a little bit discombobulated in the later going. Lots of self-inflicted damages. Of course, there are umpires all over them about the rotation violation, and
a lot of service errors too, though that's been on both ends of the court.
And the Hawks coming alive at the right time as this game has gone on, just really looking stronger and stronger. And that's what we're talking about when we say the Hawks seem to have figured out how to game plan against this George Brown team.
Yeah, Humber's just been looking stronger and stronger as this one's gone on. You can follow us at Humber Hawks on all your favorite social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, and of course YouTube. We have highlights and all sorts of information about future and past Humber Hawks games. Served by Foley, that flies out of bounds, handing an easy point there to the Huskies. Tiana Samuel getting a chance at serve here. 8 digs and 6 kills on the game so far. Wilkins has trouble controlling that one. She's just going to toss that back over. Wally's going to set that up. Big play there, that's blocked. That won't make it back, as a point is going to go back there. It's going to be a point there for the Huskies. Samuel served right into the net. And the Hawks are doubling up George Brown in this one. So far, 12-6. Wickstrom gets a chance at serve. Serve is good. Well, he sets that up, and that's going to land in there. Big kill there. And Huskies are back within 5 now. Barman just kind of tosses it up. Gonna have to be thrown back by Heaney. Walia sets it up. Big play there. Kept alive. Walia another setup. This time the soft touch at the net. Wilkins keeps it alive, just thrown back in there by Foley.
What a rally here, Andrew.
Yeah, nice dig there to keep that alive. Big block at the net. Toss back. See if they can set something up here. Big hit there by Watson. And Hawks reestablishing that 6-point lead. Julia Watson goes onto the service line after a massive kill there. 5 digs, 7 kills on the game for her. And another violation on the rotation for the Huskies.
Serving is Julia Watson.
And George Brown just continues to hand points over here to Humber. That serve goes right into the net there. And George Brown still hanging around here, down by 6. Augustine with the chance at serve here. Bartman sets it up for Heaney. That got deflected out of bounds. Heaney, her 9th kill of this game. That's going to lead all players in this one. And she's just been money here for the Hawks so far. Haley Henderson entering the game to serve.
Henderson looking to add to what could be a successful 4th set for Humber.
Service ace. It looked like Augustine got her. I don't know what happened there. She maybe expected that ball to not come at her, but it landed right beside her. And Henderson, another chance at serve.
It's been a great, hard-fought game for the Huskies, but right now the Hawks just have taken control. Not too many errors, firing on all cylinders.
Kept alive by Wilkins, a nice diving stop. Yellow card there for Alex Bartman as she argued that call. And Walia on the service line here now for the Huskies. Service good, controlled by Wilkins. Bartman's gonna set that up for Falcomer. Big kill, that lands in bounds. 9 kills on the day for her. She's been great here this afternoon.
Yeah. Boom goes the dynamite. Humber Hawks are up by 8. Ocho.
Falcomer getting ready to serve. Lau has it, Walia sets that up. Falcomer keeps that alive.
Yeah.
Walia sets that up. Haley Henderson almost able to make a clean play there, but just deflects it at her teammate. Hawks up 17-10 in this 4th set. Vilches with serve.
Vilches from Cienfuegos, Cuba.
Foley throws it over. Set up there. Big block. Point there for the Hawks. George Brown needs some points here quick if they want to stay alive. Otherwise, this could be the end of their season. Alex Bartman back on the service line. Let's see if she can work any magic here. Another rotation violation by the Huskies. That's been what, 6 of those we've seen today so far?
Well, in this set particular, with the game on the line.
Yeah, it's been the 4th or 5th here, just this set alone.
And the Huskies coaching staff not offering too many suggestions.
Walia's gonna set that up for Lau. Not able to get a great shot there. Thrown over there, kept alive. Walia's gonna put that to Lau. Right into the net though. And Humber's now up 20-10 here. Bartman back on the service line. And all Humber needs to do is just finish up this one strong. And that one of those 8 coveted playoff spots will be theirs.
Andrew, we're heading down to the wire. Have you revised your player of the game pick, the Hawks Nation player of the game for Humber?
Oh, I'm keeping that surprise here, Matt.
That time Wilkins can't quite get under it. Good hit there by the Huskies.
And they're in desperation mode now here. Lau with a chance to serve, and they're all out of timeouts as well. They're going to need to go on a crazy run here to tie this up at 2 sets apiece. Serve is good. Bartman sets that up. Big block at the net. Just tossed over by Henderson. Set up by Walia. That one goes flying by the court, out of bounds by Tiana Samuel. Humber retaking that 10-point lead here and just 4 points away from wrapping this one up.
Punching their ticket to Cambrian for the OCAA Women's Provincial Tournament.
And to be one of the Elite 8 in Ontario. Campana with serve. Walia sets that one up. Samuel, that's matched by Bartman. Watson, big hit, the net. Just crawls over the net and manages to land inbounds on the George Brown Huskies side. Hawks doubling up the Huskies 22-11 here, 3 points away from a playoff spot. Campana serve, that one sails over. Tiana Samuel with serve here. Serve is up and good. That one's right into the net. Just thrown back by Wilkins. Walia sets that one up. Big hit, but that's blocked. Scramble play by by George Brown to keep that one alive. But the Hawks managed to take the point there. 23-12.
Andrew, the women's provincial tournament we mentioned at Cambrian, the CCAA national playoff tournament, it's going to be at Niagara College this year. So for these Ontario teams, not too far a trip.
Another point there for George Brown, and as you mentioned, yeah, a lot of Ontario schools. And they definitely pick teams that they know are going to be competitive, so.
Should be a good one. This game almost over. Lauren Schneider has a chance to put it away here.
Yeah, match point here for the Hawks. Scramble play there, that's thrown out of bounds, and that's all she wrote. Humber Hawks taking the 4th and final set by score 25-12 and taking the match 3 sets to 1 for one of the coveted 8 playoff spots.
Just a hard-fought game by both teams. The Huskies coming on strong early, but it was Humber that regrouped, found the way towards the Huskies' weaknesses, and just took over. Here's the player of the game, Andrew. Rosella Falcomer, no surprises there. She was lights out, just such strong hitting. And some good play from the serve line as well.
And a good game here for the Humber Hawks. Struggled a little bit in that second set, but otherwise a real good match and really turned on the afterburners there in the 3rd and 4th sets to really run away with this one. A good showing for them. And they're happy to punch their tickets to the provincial playoffs and a chance at their 12th straight OCAA title, an impressive feat.
Humber will go into the provincial tournament ranked number 14th and in the nation.
You can go to humberhawks.ca for news, updates, and all things Hawks, score, schedules, rosters, all that good stuff.
Player bios.
And of course, updates on past and present games. We got the team here, Humber Hawks, taking a picture there to celebrate their win, and of course that one of those coveted 8 playoff spots. of course, we will wish these Hawks women good luck going into the OCAA championships.
And a tip of the cap to the George Brown Huskies. Came in here, 3 straight wins, looked hot early in the game, and Humber just proving to be a formidable opponent.
Yeah, looking like early on that this could have been a 5-set thriller, but Humber doing a good job wrapping this one up by a score 3-1 as we will get the scores there. For all of us here at the Hawk Sports Network, I was Andrew Milani, joined here by Matt Hamill.
Yep.
Thank you, and we'll see you here again soon.